Google Gemini overtakes ChatGPT after Nano Banana goes viral. Researchers at the University of Saskatchewan are already using quantum computing to speed up vaccine design. Sam Altman and Elon Musk's rivalry continues as OpenAI hires Musk's former CFO. And Apple, Google, and Meta inch closer to the universal translator. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Google's Gemini is getting some richly deserved recognition. It's now the most downloaded free app on Apple's charts in the US and the UK, overtaking ChatGPT. The big driver is a feature called Nano Banana. This Gemini 2.5 Flash image model lets people edit photos with natural language, blend multiple pictures, and keep characters consistent across shots, something rivals are still stumbling with. Since it launched in late August, users have created more than 500 million images, many of which have gone viral on X and Reddit. That kind of momentum brought in 23 million new users in just weeks, pushing it past Meta's Threads and OpenAI's ChatGPT. Photographers have called the update insanely good, especially for editing existing photos. And I've tried it myself. It's not perfect. You can't believe all the hype. It can miss little details, and when it does, getting it to correct them is quite frustrating. And sometimes it generates a person that's almost right, but not quite. Close enough to be useful if you don't know the person, but sometimes just enough to feel a little creepy. That said, I've also made some great pictures with it. For instance, I used Gemini to turn a friend's house from a summer daytime photo into a winter nighttime scene to promote a new song my band released this week. You can check it out if you like. It's at music.jimlove.com. So this is quite powerful. And to reduce the risk of misuse, Google automatically adds both visible and invisible watermarks to every image. But flaws aside, Gemini's breakout shows just how quickly consumer demand can shift when a feature really captures the imagination or does something that we really want to do. If you do check out Nano Banana, let me know what you think. My contact details are, as always, at the end of the podcast. In Saskatoon, at the Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization, VIDO Lab, researchers at the university are making a bold move. They're using quantum computers now to radically speed up how vaccines are designed. They're not waiting for the perfect future. They're figuring things out in real time. VIDO is focused on how fragments of pathogens bind to immune receptors. Specifically, they're looking at 23 proteins from the porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome virus. And if you think porcine means pigs, you're right. They're looking at how these bits interact with over 550 swine immune receptors. The goal? Predict which vaccine components might work best. To power this, they're using quantum computing alongside classical methods. The quantum computing allows them to evaluate many molecular shapes and binding combinations at once, something traditional supercomputers would take years to do. Through a partnership with PINQ, the university has access to Canada's only IBM Quantum System 1, which is housed in Bromont, Quebec. That's a 127-qubit machine, part of a Quebec IBM Discovery Accelerator program meant to boost research in quantum, AI, and materials science. Researchers can program remotely, run jobs on the machine, and then bring the results back to Saskatoon for validation. And that's the point. They aren't going to wait for quantum to be perfect. They'll generate candidates now, test them in immune cell cultures, and refine as they go. But if successful, even at this level, this could shorten vaccine timelines for both veterinary and human medicine, and provide a real leading edge for Canadian scientists when quantum computer finally hits mainstream. OpenAI just made a big move in finance. They've hired Mike Liberator, formerly CFO at Elon Musk's AI startup xAI. and Mike joins them as their new business finance officer. Liberatore left xAI in July after just 3 months, but in that short time, he helped orchestrate a $10 billion funding, $5 billion in equity and $5 billion in debt. Now at OpenAI, he'll report to CFO Sarah Fryer and work closely with Greg Brockman's team, particularly on scaling the company's access to compute, which really means delivering money because compute is mission critical given the resource demands of training these AI models. This hire comes at a time when the rivalry between Sam Altman and Elon Musk is still escalating. Musk sued OpenAI over mission drift, OpenAI countersued accusing Musk of harassment, and they're now fighting for talent, capital, and influence in the AI space. But hiring Liberatore is more than just a competitive jab. It's a signal that OpenAI is trying to balance these competing pressures. It has its nonprofit roots, but it still needs to raise money and pay for compute needed to keep pace. In the months ahead, Altman has some real needle threading to do, loosening the nonprofit restrictions just enough to unlock capital, raising or allocating resources at the scale needed to compete with Musk and others, and doing all of this while keeping public trust intact. It's a dream straight out of Star Trek or The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it's finally coming into view. Apple, Google, and Meta are racing to build a universal translator, the kind that instantly converts speech so two people can understand each other in real time. Apple is launching the AirPods Pro 3 with a live translation feature that handles French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish and translates those into English. Two people can wear them, speak in different languages, and hear everything seamlessly in their own language. Google has upgraded its Pixel 10 phones with Voice Translate, which preserves the speaker's vocal inflection in translation. And behind the scenes, Google is also working on language learning tools in Translate, things like listening and speaking practice that could actually help users pick up a new language. Meta is adding similar capabilities to its Ray-Ban smart glasses. The idea? Instant translation, no fuss, always on hand. Now, we're still in the early days. Supported languages are limited, and nuanced slang and dialects are still going to trip up these models. Privacy and noise are also big challenges. But if these tools improve, they could change how we travel, work, and even study. And before you know it, we could all have our own Star Trek moment. "Captain, I can't believe my ears." To which Scotty replies, "I don't believe your ears either, Mr. Spock." I couldn't resist. And that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please share the show with others. Give us a like or comment on your favorite podcast app or site. We're found everywhere: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and more. We're back on Alexa speakers and Google Smart Speakers as well. But we love to hear from you. So you can reach me at technewsday.ca or .com. Just go to the Contact Us page, and while you're there, if you'd like to support what we're doing, please go to the Donate tab and consider contributing just the cost of a cup of coffee a month to help support the show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just leave a comment under the video. But your contributions would still be gratefully accepted as well. I'm your host, Jim Love. Live long and prosper, and have a wonderful Wednesday.